Hi, my name's Piera and I chose to do my oral presentation on the city of Delphi. Delphi is one of the most important ancient sites in Greece. The ancient city is located on the territory of Phocis on the lower slope of Mount Parnassus, overlooking a valley covered in olive groves. According to the Greek mythology, the god Zeus released four eagles from the four corners of the earth, meeting together at Delphi. The ancient Greek world believed Delphi was the navel of the earth, the center of the world. This point became the center of the earth and was marked by a stone called the Amphilos, which means navel, which later was housed in the temple of Apollo. Delphi was an ancient religious sanctuary dedicated to the Greek god Apollo, developed in the 8th century BC. It contained other sanctuaries, treasuries, and monuments. The most prestigious was the temple of the god Apollo and the home of Delphi, the oracle. This is where Pythia, the high priestess, the most famous oracles of that time, resided. People from all over the ancient world would travel to seek prophecy and advice in the hope of finding what the future had in store for them. They believed she had divine powers and uttered the words from the god Apollo himself. The oracle was also visited by foreign leaders and other important people such as emperors and kings seeking advice and prophecy. This of course made Delphi famous, giving the city a prestige reputation and boosting the economy. 5 things I found interesting at the site of the ancient ruins are the temple of the god Apollo, the home of the high priestess Pythia, the oracle. Apollo was the god of music, light and harmony and healing. The oracle operated from inside the temple. She was strategically positioned at the rear of the temple where she could inhale vapors emitting from beneath the floor. The ancient theatre is located next to the temple of Apollo. It dates back to the 4th century BC. The position of it provided the audience with a spectacular view of the whole sanctuary. It was used to host singing and musical contests during the Pythian Games. The stadium is located on the highest point of the hill. The ancient stadium was used to host the Pythian Games and other events to pay homage and honour to the Oracle of Delphi. It seated 6,500 spectators and was used during the Pythian and Pan-Hellenic Games for athletic events and musical festivals. This treasury was built in the 6th century BC. It was used to store the offerings and other treasures made by the city and the citizens offered to the temple of Apollo. It was built along a processional route called the Sacred Way. The archaeological museum found on the site houses many important ancient Greek artifacts found during the excavations. It truly gives visitors an insight into the ancient city of Delphi, the people, and how worshipping their gods was a big part of their identity and culture. The museum contains pottery, sculptures, coins, jewelry, and statues. The most well-known piece is the famous bronze statue, the Charioteer of Delphi. The Sphinx from Nanox is a rare and beautiful example of archaic art from the island of Aegean. The Sphinx sculpture piece was a gift from the citizens of the island of Naxos and was dedicated to the sanctuary of the god Apollo. The statues of the 2 brothers found at the sanctuary of Apollo of Delphi. The statues date back to around 570 to 560 BC. They are great examples of the Doric art of the Peloponnese people. The sculptor who made them was Polymedes from Argos. Today, the modern town of Delphi is still visited by people from all over the world. The town was relocated west of the archaeological site to allow excavation on the ancient site. The town has narrow, winding streets with double-storey townhouses on either side. It has many cafes and restaurants that serve traditional Greek food and sweets, jewelry shops, small clothing boutiques, and galleries. It is a very quaint and picturesque village. The small village has maintained and preserved its character and charm, not to mention the fresh air and breathtaking views. Apart from the archaeological site and museum, which the town is famous for, Delphi also attracts many visitors to the Parnassus Ski Centre for skiing in the winter and the beautiful coastal towns for their beaches in summer. Thank you for watching this short presentation, and I hope this inspires you to visit the ancient and modern city of Delphi in the heart of Greece.